Hello guys, welcome to Fuel the Dream, the channel that helps you fuel your dream, whatever that dream is. On this channel we talk all things fashion, finance and entrepreneurship. So if that is something that you are interested in, please do click the subscribe button. It's free, you don't have to pay anything, I promise you, and it will really help the channel, so I would really appreciate that. On today's video, I want to talk about some of the institutions that offer fashion design within South Africa. I am going to start with the institution where I obtained my qualification from, and that is the Tshwane University of Technology, also known as TUT. So TUT offers a diploma in fashion design. It is a 3-year course and they only have a full-time option at the moment, so there's no part-time courses there, it's just a full-time one, and the fees are around 86,000 rand, more or less. It's probably going to be slightly more next year because we all know every year institutions, well, not just institutions, but prices usually go up at most 10% though, so yeah, budget around that. The fees include a sewing machine and an overlocker. These are both domestic, and most of your stationery. So this is for first year because I'm doing a video for first year applicants. So yeah, please bear that in mind. The campus you will be studying at is called the Arts Campus, and it is in Pretoria CBD. We are now going to be talking about the requirements, and I'm going to read those off of my laptop because it's just too much information and I don't want to miss out anything. If you matriculated before 2008, you will need a senior certificate and an APS of 20. And then if you matriculated after 2008, you will need a national senior certificate with a bachelor's degree or a diploma endorsement, or an equivalent qualification with at least a level 3 for English, home language or first additional language. Plus, you will also need the APS of 20. If you obtained a national certificate vocational, then you will need that with a bachelor's degree or a diploma endorsement. You will also need a minimum of 50% for English, whether home language or first additional language, and 50% for mathematics or mathematical literacy. And then you will also need 50% for LO, life orientation. So the LO is not included when they calculate your APS score, but you will also need to get 60% for your other subjects, which is 3 subjects, plus 50% for the 4th subject. I hope that makes sense. And then the minimum APS required for this is 27. The assessment procedure for studying fashion at the Tshwane University of Technology is as follows. Candidates who meet the above mentioned requirements will be invited to complete a practical selection project and an interview. The final admission score will comprise of 20% APS, 20% interview, and 60% overall demonstration of skills. An official acceptance letter will then be sent to the candidates who have been accepted, and the rest will be placed on a waiting list, just in case applicants do not show up on the commencement date. Some of the designers that graduated from TUT are Orapeleng Mudutli of OM Style Avenue, and Bonolo Mashilo, her brand is called B Mashilo Designs, and Nduduzo Katini, or is it Nduduzi Katini, but his brand is Bayanda Katini Clothing. So those are the 3 people. There's obviously more that are doing really, really well, but I obviously just need to name a few. I can't name everybody. The next institution I am going to be talking about is called Stadio, and formerly it was known as Lysof. So they offer a Bachelor of Arts in Fashion qualification, and you have 3 programs that you can choose from. So they have fashion design, they have fashion media, and fashion buying. So the School of Fashion is internationally accredited by the British Accreditation Council, and This is an in-contact, in-person course, so you have to be able to attend in person. They have 2 campuses, one in Hatfield, Pretoria, and another in Randburg, Johannesburg. So I'm going to get into the requirements for admission, and I'm going to be reading everything off of the laptop because there's just too much information. If you matriculated after 2008, this is what they require. A national senior certificate with admission to bachelor studies and a minimum of 45% for English, first language or first additional language. A bachelor's pass on the national senior certificate requires an achievement of 50% in 4 20-credit subjects, excluding life orientation. Applicants with a national senior certificate applying for buying are required to also have a minimum of 50% in mathematics or a minimum of 70% in mathematical literacy. An admission test is required for the design specialization, or you will need a national senior certificate vocational with a minimum of 60% in 3 fundamental subjects, including English, and a minimum of 70% in 4 vocational subjects. An admission test is required for the design specialization. A higher certificate in fashion retail, NQF5, or a higher certificate in fashion, NQF5, or a higher certificate in digital marketing, NQF5 from Stadio or Lysov. A higher certificate in photography, NQF5 from Stadio, formerly known as Prestige Academy, or a higher certificate, NQF5, advanced certificate, NQF6, or diploma, NQF6, in the field of fashion or commerce. Now, this is for those who matriculated after 2008. You need to have one of those options. If you matriculated before 2008, you will need a senior certificate with endorsement and a minimum of 45% for English as a first or additional language. Applicants with a senior certificate applying for the buying specialization require a minimum of an E in higher grade mathematics or a D in standard grade mathematics. An admission test is required for the design specialization. Tuition fees according to program specialization are as follows. The design specialization, if you pay upfront the full fees for the year by the 31st of January, you will pay 89,960. Guys, this is based off of the 2023 fees. I don't know how much the fees are going to be next year, so maybe budget 10% more from the figures that I'm going to be giving you right now. If you pay monthly, then the fees are going to amount to 94,700 Rand, and you're going to have to pay this in 10 payments of 9,470 from Feb until November. A 6,000 Rand refundable deposit must be paid on enrollment and will be offset against the monthly payment. Additional compulsory costs. You're going to pay an annual non-refundable registration fee of 2,510. And then you're going to get a design kit, which includes a sewing machine. And for that, you're going to have to pay 7,240. And that is just for the fashion design specialization. So now we're going to move to the media specialization. And for that, you are going to need to pay 91,510 if you are making an upfront payment, and you pay this by the 31st of Jan. If you pay monthly, it is going to be 96,320, and you're going to pay this in 10 payments of 9,632 from Feb until November. A 6,000 Rand deposit must be paid. It is refundable and will be offset against the monthly payment. Additional compulsory costs for the media specialization are an annual non-refundable registration fee of 2,510 and a makeup kit for 7,500 Rand. We're going to move on to the buying specialization. If you pay upfront by the 31st of Jan, you will pay 90,000 Rand. If you pay monthly, it's going to be 94,740 and you're going to pay it in 10 payments of 9,474 Rand from Feb to November. A 6,000 Rand refundable deposit must be paid on enrollment and will be offset against the monthly payment. Additional compulsory costs for this is the annual non-refundable registration fee of 2,510. All prices quoted above are for tuition fee only and do not include the cost of study materials and levies. Fashion designers who studied at Stadio include Tebe Magugu, I love Tebe Magugu, and Richard Mnisi. I'm going to name a few more institutions that also offer fashion design, but I'm not going to go in detail, okay, like I did with the previous two. If you want me to make another video where I go in detail, please do let me know in the comment section down below. But otherwise, you can make your own research. So you can look into these institutions if you want to study there. So anyway, guys, that is it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't liked any of my videos, please do so. I would really appreciate that. But otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Thank you and goodbye.